Hi class, good day. How are you? I hope that you're doing fine. Today, we are going to solve quadratic equations by the use of the quadratic formula. So are you familiar about this formula? Aha! I have an idea. Let's transform! Whoa! I got the formula on my shirt. So this is the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Steps in solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. Step 1. Transform the equation to standard form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Step 2. Determine the values of a, b, and c. Step 3. Substitute the values to the quadratic formula. Step 4. Simplify the square root to find the values of x. In the quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we refer to ax squared as a quadratic term, bx as the linear term, and c as the constant term. For example, x squared minus 15 equals 0. The quadratic term is x squared. The linear term, there's none. The constant term is negative 15. The value of a is 1. The value of b is 0. And the value of c is negative 15. 3x squared plus 10x equals 0. The quadratic term is 3x squared. The linear term, we have 10x. The constant term, there's none. A equals 3, b equals 10, and c equals 0. We have x squared plus 6x plus 3 equals 0. First, let's make sure that it is already written in its standard form. And as you can see, yes, it is. This time, we are going to identify the values of a, b, and c. The value of a is 1. The value of b is 6. And the value of c is 3. Now, it's time for us to use the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This time, we are going to substitute the values of a, b, and c to the formula. So we have negative 6 plus minus square root of b, which is 6, squared, minus 4 times a, which is equal to 1, and times c, which is equal to 3, over 2 times 1, which is the value of a. Then simplify. Copy negative 6 plus minus square root of 6 times 6 equals 36. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 times 3, negative 12. 2 times 1 is 2. X equals negative 6 plus minus square root of 36 minus 12 equals 24. Over 2. X equals negative 6 plus minus square root of, since 24 is not a perfect square, let's factor, because one of its factor is a perfect square. So we have 6 and 4. Since 4 is a perfect square, over 2. X equals negative 6 plus minus, the square root of 4 is 2, then square root of 6 over 2. Reduced to lowest term, we have x equals negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 plus minus 2 square root of 6 divided by 2 is square root of 6. Therefore, the solution set is negative 3 plus square root of 6, negative 3 minus square root of 6. Understood? we have x squared equals negative 11 plus 6x. As you can see, it is not yet written in its standard form. So, we are going to transpose negative 11 and positive 6 to the left side of the equation. So we have x squared, positive 6x will become negative 6x, and negative 11 will become positive 11. Then equals 0. This time, let's identify the values of a, b, and c. A equals 1, b equals negative 6, and c equals 11. Now, it's time to use the quadratic formula. We have x equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Next, we are going to substitute the values to the formula. So we have negative times negative 6 plus minus negative 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 11 over 2 times 1. X equals negative times negative is positive, so it's positive 6 plus minus square root of negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Negative 4 times 1 is 4, times 11 we have negative 44. 2 times 1 is 2. X equals 6 plus minus square root of 36 minus 44 is negative 8 over 2. There's no need for us to continue since the radicand is negative, which means that the roots of this quadratic equation are imaginary. Take note if the radicand is negative, so there's no need to continue. It's imaginary, the roots. We have 2x equals negative x squared plus 8. We're gonna write it into the standard form. Negative x squared will become positive x squared plus 2x. And positive 8 will become negative 8 equals 0. Now, let's identify the values of a, b, and c. A equals 1, b equals 2, and c equals negative 8. Now, it's time to use the quadratic formula. We have x equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Let's substitute the values to the formula. So we have negative 2 plus minus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, and times c, which is negative 8 over 2 times 1. Let's simplify. We have negative 2 plus minus square root of 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 8 is positive 32. So plus 32. 2 times 1 is 2. X equals negative 2 plus minus square root of 4 plus 32 is 36 over 2. X equals negative 2 plus minus the square root of 36 is 6 over 2. So the values of x are, first we have x equals negative 1 plus 6 over 2. Negative 2 plus 6 is positive 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x equals 2. Next we have x equals negative 2 minus 6 over 2. Negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8 over 2. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So x equals negative 4. Therefore, the solution set is to negative 4. Understood? That's all for today about solving quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. See ya!